Stoborough Heath National Nature Reserve. In front of me you can witness the removal of pine of prime heathland. The pine should never have been planted there. If this did not happen, we'd have a succession to woodland, which would be a disaster really, because the heathlands in Europe are all protected and we need to keep the open heather for the heathland species. Scanning round through Wareham Channel from Stoborough Heath here, overlooking Sunnyside, another National Nature Reserve recently acquired by Natural England. Going round, looking at the open heath of Stoborough Heath towards Creech Barrow, which is there, an ancient Roman deer enclosure, going through past the isolation hospital. Lots of birds milling about, singing, getting ready for spring and breeding. In front of me you can see the bog system on Hartland Moor. The reserve here is a prime Heathland reserve, which I've filmed to you before. This is the Great Knoll. You can see the fire ponds, the light vegetation in the bog system, the cleared gorse of the Great Knoll. In the distance you can see Corfe Castle, which we've just scanned by, looking across the bog system towards where I live, across to Sleet Woods, dissected in front of the two reserves, dissected by Soldiers Road. Unfortunately we've got a bit of breeze here, so this will probably distort the sound, but it's still worth filming. If we did not do this, which looks disastrous, looks like a war zone, we would not have the open heather and heath like this, which is what we're trying to achieve for all the heathland species. So this, as far as I'm concerned, what we're doing here looks bad, but it's fantastic. It should never have been planted there in the first place. It's owned by Mr. Morris, and thankfully they're going on a rotation to remove it, which they should have started a long time ago. We've lost many species through that. Anyway, Stoborough Heath is a prime site. It has the wartbiter on it, a rare bush cricket, which is generally found on chalk grassland. We have all the heathland species on here, lots of sand lizard, Dartford warblers, nightjars. Scanning across past the isolation hospital, which was used in World War I, II, across the Purbeck Ridge towards the scheduled ancient monument of Corfe Castle, the Great Knoll, Hartland Moor. I can hear all the birds singing, dunnocks, mistle thrushes, song thrushes, meadow pipits are displaying and singing, and witnessing the removal of pine, mature pine of prime heathland, which is a must. Back to the Wareham Channel. This is Stoborough Heath National Nature Reserve, March 2010. Sunnyside National Nature Reserve in the distance, grazed by Jumbo, one of our local graziers. Stoborough Heath in front of us, an amazing heath. This in front of me here is now acidic grassland. This was once open heath, used for caravanning, motocross, and also planted with all kinds of cereal crops, which is now never going to revert back to open heathland with all the heather species, but it is trying. You can see bits of gorse on it. Stoborough Heath National Nature Reserve 2010. A beautiful site. 3 reserves together, owned and managed by Natural England, and between the months of October and March is the time when all the scrub removal takes place. It doesn't happen in the summer because we allow all the species to create and breed and we would not want to disturb them. Also the reptiles. Overlooking Hartland Moor towards Witch Farm in the distance. Just beyond that wood there is where I live, and that is Hartland Moor. Okay? 3 natural nature reserves in one.